join me as I review and rate each one of these 7 spring books from my last video, and stick around to the end to get the rating that I give each and to find out who is the winner as the best book of the week. Hedgie the Hedgehog lives a quiet, peaceful life in the corner of Miss Jaster's garden until the nearsighted Miss Jaster plants some seeds on his back while he's sleeping in the flower bed. This is adorable, has all the cottagecore spring vibes, and I absolutely loved it. I enjoy all of Austen's writings. This is the 4th novel that I've read, but if I had to compare it to the 3 that I've read so far, this one would come in last. She's a chunky girl. I feel like it was stretched out a little bit too long. I read in the garden, I read in the library, and all over the place. I enjoyed following along with Fanny Price, our main character. She starts out at 10, moves to her cousins who are very wealthy, trying to find her place in society when she is so low on the totem pole, but many did find her as a confidant and friend that they couldn't do without. Reading through, I was only intending to read the spring story out of all the 4 seasons, but this sweet little community of mice in the English countryside that are illustrated so beautifully, I couldn't quit reading. They have tea, they have picnics. It's just precious. So if you need a cozy, comforting read to look through this spring, I highly recommend it. Edenbrooke is a wonderful, clean Regency romance book, a proper romance. I enjoyed this so much, mainly because of our main character. She is a hoot. She's hilarious. She's more concerned with the outdoors, with trees and flowers and twirling. I can relate to her so much. She's a daydreamer instead of learning to be a proper lady, but she's bored where she is in Bath and she wants to go to the countryside. She's invited, and along the way there's some adventure she wasn't expecting, and it's very interesting when she gets to Edenbrooke. It has a lot of the little pieces of the Regency era, but there's a lot of unexpectedness that I love so much. Highly recommend. Anyway, so this is the Edwardian Lady, the story of Edith Holden. Let me read you a little snippet here. This will really make sense. It says that it's ironic that Edith Holden's fame rests not on the several books that she illustrated, nor on her 50 or so oil paintings that she exhibited, but on a private notebook that she never intended to publish. In the 70s, her diary was found and it was published. So what I thought this book was her actual diary, or entries from her diary. I knew they may not could publish the whole thing unless it was somebody related to her, but it's actually a year-by-year documentation, really, of her life told in 3rd person by Ina Taylor. And then it just includes photos and drawings, which are really, really cool. It also has her watercolor, and that's really, really great. But I mean, it's very in-depth, her marriage, all of the things. And it just wasn't interesting enough for me to read word for word. But I did enjoy going through and skimming it. So there you go. This week I also had Unearthing the Secret Garden by Marta McDowell. I did read every single word of this book. I had to own it because I am not only a reader, but a writer and a flower gardener. And even as a young girl, as I read The Secret Garden, I thought that was the coolest thing, to have a garden like that. Of course, I was imagining not only flower gardening in it, but reading in The Secret Garden. This book follows Frances through her places and plants of her life before, during, and after writing The Secret Garden. It does go into some things in her personal life that happened, and I feel so much I can relate to Frances so much after reading those things, because we share some similarity with something that a parent should never have to go through, and we both did, and how it affected her writing, and that was so incredibly interesting to me. Now at the very back, if you are a gardener, you will love this. The author included this list of Frances's flowers, fruits, and trees. It just goes through all that detail. So if you love flowers, you will love that part. Look at this wall with the roses, and Frances looks for the robin standing at the wall of her rose garden. Love this book. Let's talk about How to Be a Wildflower, a field guide by Katie Daisy. This is a library edition. It is just gorgeous. Look at the inside cover. It says, Katie Daisy is a self-proclaimed wildflower, an artist whose paintings capture the essence of living in harmony with nature. I mean, it is just gorgeous. I read every word in here, but look how every page is different. The text, the font, the colors. You know, there's a quote from Henry David Thoreau. It's just gorgeous. I love it. I wanted to show you the very beginning. This little excerpt, let me just read this to you. I meander down the path between cornfield and fence, my daily ritual. The sun lights up and wild daisies growing along fence posts while red-winged blackbirds sing hymns to the meadow. I mean, just look at these pages. Everyone is different. Sometimes it's like a typewriter text, wander, gather, savor, ponder. To me though, I did read every word and it was very interesting and very inspiring. It would be a great coffee table book, conversation starter, that sort of thing, or a gift for someone. I just think it is beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Sketch an outdoor cafe with a cup of chamomile tea. So cute. All right, let's talk about rating them all. The Edwardian Lady gets 3 stars, which means it's good, it's okay, but I don't need to own it. I'm not in love with it, but it's interesting. It was good. 4 stars, we have How to Be a Wildflower, Brambley Hedge, and Mansfield Park. It's hard not to compare this book with some of Austen's other works that I have read. It wasn't my very favorite, so it does get a 4. 4 means that I really liked it and I might want to own it. I do own this one, thankfully, and I don't know about getting these 2. We'll see. Then coming in with 5 stars, we have Miss Jaster's Garden, Unearthing the Secret Garden, and Edenbrooke. Now to pick the very favorite, the winner of this video, it's hard because these 2, this is a nonfiction, this is fiction, clean Regency romance. While I love this and I will refer to it often, this is my favorite. I love this. It's gorgeous. The one from the library is beautiful as well. But I got this one because it also has the prequel, Heir to Edenbrooke, in the back. It's like 50 pages. I haven't read that yet, but that will be on my TBR for April. Speaking of that, I have an April TBR coming up soon, a video, so look for that. I'll also have reviews on all of these, very in-depth on my Goodreads and on BookBub, so be sure to follow me there. Until next time.